Alright guys, your favorite combat dealer is back with some more information on Sareenas. I got that moveset info and we gonna get into it right after this brand new intro. Let's go! First and foremost, I gotta pay these bills, so shout out to all these amazing people on the screen. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. Also, make sure you click the link in the description so you can join our Discord as we do go live, talk MK, and whole podcasts here and there. Also, I would like to properly allow you to check out my second channel called The Lore of Kombat. I cover Power Universe stuff such as BMF, etc, etc. We also on this channel have the Mortal Kombat files, Defenders of the Realms, The Lore of Kombat, 1 hour long documentaries, and so much more content, including injustice content also here. So I highly recommend you subscribe and turn on post notifications. But again, I'm going to properly welcome you to the Mortal Kombat Files episode 32, Sareenas Moveset, Weapons, and Demon Form. Now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop right into it. So first of all, congratulations to all of you Sareenas fans, myself included. I'm proud and welcome to tell you that she will be included in Mortal Kombat 12. Now, I know you have a lot of questions about her moveset and things of that nature. We're going to break all of that down in this video, but while we are doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put some video game footage of Sareenas from Mortal Kombat X on the screen. Yes, you heard me, from X, because she was supposed to be in X, but she ended up getting cut. We're going to touch on that too. So now that you got your popcorn, you all good to go, you ready and you settled, let's go ahead and do this here. So first of all, we're gonna start right here. This is where we're gonna start. Now, her 3D model was created after the end of the Mortal Kombat Daily Alliance development. It had so much acceptance from the MK team, it was decided to be used in the Game Boy Advance version. My point for telling you this is that she has got turned over so many freaking times. It makes no sense at all how many times that she was turned over from the game. Now, she was considered to be added to the roster of Mortal Kombat 4. The MK team wanted to include another mythology's character in addition to Quan Chi and Shinnok. Just giving you a little backstory here. But they decided to use Fujin instead, although she was left out shortly before and briefly after Mortal Kombat 4 was released in arcades. So she definitely had a journey on trying to get into one of these games, but always kind of came up short. Now, after her appearance in the tournament edition, it was highly expected and heavily rumored that she would be included in Deception. However, she once again did not make the final cut, only to be put in the freaking Conquest mode. Now, by her being in Deception, she was in there, but she was the girl that was running through the crypt at that time. So let me go ahead and put this here on your screen. We're gonna start with the demon form. Now that I gave you that backstory. Now, my source is telling me that they're deciding how to handle her 3 variations, and the idea that they had was to use Kia and Jataaka as her different variations. Now, a lot of you probably scratching your head like, what the hell are you talking about? Well, this is something that they did in MKX with Triborgs, where you can pick the different variations, which was a different character. Now, they want to introduce these other 2 characters, but their concern is that these characters are not famous enough and fans will complain and say that it's a waste slot. So what better way to handle that than to add Kia and Jataaka as different variations of Sareenas herself. Now, that's number 1 of the things that they're working on. Number 2 is turning her second variation to a demon form. So her going into demon form mode will allow you to pick a different variation of her having a demon form. And third option of what they're considering is using her demon form as a power up, the same way that they did for Shao Kahn, where he can summon the priest. They're thinking to use it as something like that. Same thing with Scorpion, where he gets the down back 1, he can kind of charge himself up. So they're still deciding on how and which way they're going to use her demon form, and if they should include these other characters. Now, mind you, she's a very, very unique character. For those of you that don't know, we're going to get into it a little later about some of her things that did make it into the game, but they were split up between different characters and things of that nature. So you're wondering what weapon she's going to be using. We're going to get into that also. I'm gonna go ahead and say it right here. They have tons of awesome things lined up for Sareenas because she has such an amazing moveset, a moveset that a lot of you guys probably wouldn't even expect her to have. For example, she throws a comma at her opponent. A comma is a knife. I'm going to get into her weapons later, so stay tuned for that if you want to know. Now, when it comes to her special move, she has a spin, basically where Sareenas spins in a circle while holding her commas, striking the opponent with a comma when close enough, almost like how Baraka does his little chop chop, except he gets on his knees. Only difference with her is she'll spin in a circle to hit you with it almost like a blade. Now, she did have another move, which was a cartwheel. Now, this same cartwheel that I'm referring to is the cartwheel that they gave to Sindel because she was supposed to be in 11 also, but Sindel ended up getting her cartwheel. Now, if you wonder how the cartwheel works, it's basically she performs a cartwheel at her opponent, kicking them on impact while hitting a backflip. Now, she did borrow moves from Quan Chi in her moveset where Sareenas fires a skull engulfed in purplish pink flames. That's what it's going to look like. She will be borrowing that from Quan Chi. Now, her other move, Skull Bash, what I'm told is where Sareenas thrusts forward at an extremely fast rate, smashing her opponent in the head. And also she had a 5-star kick where she thrusts forward with her leg extended, and if she make contact, she will kick the opponent 5 times before they backflip to the ground. Another move, Gutbuster, where she basically charges her fists up and then shoots forward with a powerful punch that knocks her opponent back. Now, that was in the game also, but that was given to Geras. They took that move and gave it to Geras as where he can charge up his little Sands of Time thing and then basically hit somebody. Now, as far as her having other stuff, she would throw a large knife at her opponent. Guess who throws knives? Kano. So that move ended up going to Kano there. Now, when it came to her fatality was basically called the Whirlwind of Doom, where she basically kicks the opponent's heads multiple times and then do a backflip kick and finish her opponent by punching the opponent through their chest. Liu Kang ended up getting this move where he basically does a couple of moves, backflip your head off, and then shoots a fireball or something like that. It's been a minute since I played MKX, but I'm pretty sure you know exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to Liu Kang and that move that he has, as far as him kicking your head off or burning your head off or something of that nature. It's been a minute. But yes, it was a Liu Kang original, but that was supposed to be Sareenas. Now we're going to go ahead and get into these weapons, and then we're going to jump back to what we were talking about. Now, we have this right here that's going to pop up on your screen. This is one of the weapons right here that she was supposed to use in MK11, but will be using in 12. Let me correct myself. This is one of the 3 weapons that's being considered for use in 12. For those of you that don't know, this weapon, that fits so perfectly over the MKXL logo. Anyway, this weapon has been used in the past by Nitara. So this is Nitara's weapon right here. And if Nitara would have joined the game, she would have had this weapon, which means she would have not been using it. But since Nitara is also rumored to be on the MK12 roster, she may return with this weapon here if they do not give her something that's completely brand new and something completely rebranded. Simple as that. But excuse me, let me go ahead and pop this next weapon up here on the screen so you can kind of get an idea of what we are working with here. Now, with that being said, this right here, this is a Demon Fang. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong, but I believe this is a Demon Fang. And this is one of the weapons that she would have more than likely been using in MK11, but it's being considered for MK12. Now, if you ask me, I think this is a very basic and standard weapon. I don't really see this being unique at all. So I would like for her to not have this weapon because this reminds me of the same weapon that Kira had. You know, so unless they're going to do some extremely cool and special moves with it, just giving people knives and daggers is not going to cut it anymore. At least not with me. I'm not willing to accept that anymore. So I'm going to need something a lot better from them. That's just me being honest. But there is a weapon that they can give her that's really going to kind of set things apart, and I'm looking forward to them being able to do that. And you're probably wondering, what weapon is he referring to? Now, mind you, she has that demon form, right? And she also have that weapon on the screen, which is the Demon Fang. However, her demon form makes sense for her to have this next weapon that's getting ready to pop up. Don't worry, I'm gonna put it up here soon. I know I'm kind of leading you guys on, but it's gonna pop up soon. So the third weapon, which is what's the name of this weapon? Jesus Christ, I'm trying to think of it off the top of my head. Oh, Kami Dogu. That's what it is. It's the Kami Dogu. I really should have wrote that down. Okay, so Kami Dogu is the next weapon, which is here on your screen. Here's the picture of it. As you can see, it already has the MK logo on it because it was meant to be in Mortal Kombat 11 as one of her weapons. They put a lot of great stuff in there that people don't pay attention to, but this is the Kami Dogu right here of the NetherRealm. And you can correct me in the comment sections below if you want to. But she is going to get one of these three weapons. I highly recommend that it be the Kami Dogu at that point. Now, as far as Sareenas Retcon, I really wanted to save that for another video. However, I'm going to tell you this right here. So check this out. How about they want to retcon her character or whatever the case is, so she can kind of get what she wanted. What she wanted originally, she wanted to be with New Cybot, which was the original Sub-Zero. Let's get that correct. But she also wanted Cryomancer's powers, meaning she wanted to shoot ice, and that is something that they are considering to play around with. Now, remind you, when she beat Blaze, he transferred her into a Cryomancer, whichever one it is, that grants her the ability to freeze others like Sub-Zero and like Frost, or whatever the case is. That is a reference to her association with Elder Sub-Zero and Younger Sub-Zero, as well as being an ally to the Lin Kuei. So yes, there are tons of Sub-Zeros. We're going to be getting into that in the future. Trust me, we won't get into that. Now, she did appear in Cabal's Tower, ending as his apparent wife in his timeline. They have fathered 2 sons and live an immensely wealthy life, having obtained a dog, a mansion, a helicopter, a battleship, a tank, and an army truck, and an expensive sports car. So I just wanted to point all that stuff out so you can know what they plan on doing with her. I think it'll be pretty cool if she get 1 or 2 ice moves and the rest of her power is based off Quan Chi's power, because remember, her and the original Sub-Zero, I think his name was Quan Lang. Correct me in the comment section below, but I think the original Sub-Zero name was Quan Lang. With that being said, she had a thing for him. I played a movie about 2 days ago about meteorologists, and she was in it. She starred in it with her and Sub-Zero, Quan Chi, Shinnok, etc., etc. But that's who she wanted to be with, and it's her dream to have ice powers, and hopefully they can kind of come through with that. I would love to see her with that power. So I'm super excited. I'm ready for Sareena to go ahead and take the world by storm by being in Mortal Kombat 12 and being one of the great characters in there. Now, do I think she's going to be superly overly good over the top? I don't think they will go that far, but I know she's going to be pretty decent. She'll probably be on the level of Kitana, where Kitana needed to be buffed, she needed changes and things of that nature, but people, you know, played with her character because they loved her. So we do have a lot to look forward to that's going to be happening in the future. So again, I want you to stay as close as you can to this channel, because I will be bringing you tons and tons more content that you most certainly do not want to miss out on, because I'm not playing around. I'm dropping as much MK12 content as I can. I have tons of information from menus, selection screens, a lot of other decisions that they're making, and I feel like I should go ahead and make videos on these. Now, some of the information I feel like it's not worth making a video on, but that's not up for me to decide, right? Let me give that information to you guys and let you decide if that's going to be useful information. So go ahead and do yourself a favor by smashing that subscribe button, turning on post notifications, and staying tuned to the channel, and smashing the like button to let to let YouTube know that this is your favorite place for content. Also, all of my social is at the bottom if you want to follow me there. Also, if you want to send me funds, send me everything you have in your Cash App. I will gladly take it. With that being said, let me go ahead and put on that brand new spanking outro, and I will see you wonderful combatants later. Peace out.